Hello, welcome to next door's drive. I took my car out last night. I went to a local meet, and on the way back, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I noticed in the reflection on the back of the car in front that I only had one headlight. So I've just come to it today, and I've took the surround off and got the headlight out, and this was the bulb, so I can see that that's failed. Anyway, I've put a new bulb in, but although it turned on, it was very dim. So I've just been investigating, so I thought, okay, I better start the camera so I can just capture a little bit of this. I know what the problem is, I'm not going to lie, but it's to do with this earth here. So I've just tried cleaning this earth up, but I'll disconnect this. Hang on. I'll disconnect that earth to simulate how it was. In other words, that there wasn't making an earth against there. Hang on. So here's the original Lucas switch. You can see the lights are on, look. So there's the headlight and the side lights. That side light ought to be on. That one's on, look. And this is how the headlights looked. Can you see that it's dim? But what you can see is that both filaments are alight. In other words, the power going through the one filament is earthing through the other filament, hence the dimness. So I've kind of scraped this a little bit to try and clean it up a bit. I'm going to put it in there, but I actually found it hard to press in. So I'm going to put a little bit of dielectric grease on it and press it in with a pair of pliers, and it should come okay. Hang on, let's see if I can show you. So if I just get that onto there, yeah. I can't show both things at once, but as that makes contact, look, it comes bright. So, and then if I break that contact again, there, it goes dim again. Then if I make the contact, come on, there, it comes bright. So I'll get that in properly with a bit of dielectric grease, and should be alright. That'll hopefully stop it corroding again. Probably not, but you know, hey, it's lasted 70 odd years. That just slid straight in with a bit of grease on it. Marvellous. Wipe my finger. Right, okay. So this is, I might as well show you. That's on now, look. I'll turn it off. I'll show you how the bulbs are changed on these. That holder just bayonets onto the back of there. And these two are close together. And then just look on here to see which two are close together. These two are close together. And that just goes in like that. I went to take the bulb out, but it was hot. And the bulb has a register there, look, like a little nick in the diameter. So that aligns it to the casing, and then the spacing aligns that, and then you don't have to undo anything, but you just get it on there. I mean, this is standard for virtually all of them. So I'm trying to do it one-handed. That you can just push it on then and turn it. Oh, I can't. Can I do it one-handed? No. Two-handed. Go on. Turn. Let me do it properly. Hang on. There. You just push it on and turn it that many degrees, and it goes on. And then on these, a lot of people don't know about this stud at the top. That stud there. So if you feed the wire back through there, hang on. And there's a clip. There's a clip down there at the bottom. Can you see that clip? So this stud goes in that hole there. There's supposed to be a rubber gasket. They have a long screw here that goes through there, and you have to pick up on that clip. So hang on, let me just do that. If you can just sort of peer down the side, you can see where it goes into the clip and get it started. Make sure you align the screw north and south. And then under here you have to put the washer and the lock washer and the nut on. And there you're going in, and that's under there above the adjuster, look. And I'll put these on without looking. Washer going in, and you'll see I'm not even looking. I'm just reaching under, putting it on. Washer going in, not even looking. Got my eyes shut, look. Nut going on. Got my eyes shut. Concentrate on what you're doing. Can't even see it. There it is. Just, oh, it's struggling to start it. Let me turn the nut over, see if it'll start better. There we go, that's started now. 3/8. Get that down there. There you go. Tighten that up. Again, don't need to go mad. And that's it. And that's it. So hopefully, when I try it now, it should come on properly. Yep. There we go. Lovely. Nice and bright. Both sides. Should I try the main beam? Let's try the main beam. Oh, which is a floor mounted switch. I think it's, the carpet's fell down there. I think it's up here somewhere. There it is. Can you see it there? Look. I've got to fix that carpet. So click. Click, click. So bright today you can't even see the lights again. Yeah, so that's the other one, that's the main beam I think. Yeah, that's the main beam, that's slightly brighter. Yeah, good. because I clicked it 3 times, didn't I? So I was on the one, then I went to the other, I went back to the one that I was on, and I've gone to the other now, so that's the other one. I'm lazy though, aren't I? I should get a tripod. Okay. Just get that. Put it back on dip. Hang on, which is that? Is that lids up? So, yeah, that's not main beam. That's main beam. It's very dim. There we go. That is an original dip switch down there, which was, I bought it from the owners club, just a used one. And it's got such a nice, sweet action. There we go. I bought a replacement, like a muddle one. It was felt crap, absolutely crap. Okay, right, so I've got to do that carpet as well. That's another little job. Maybe not for today though, because it's rather hot out here. Okay, good. Turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. Click, click. Oh, I was going to put the car up by the garage, but to be honest, it's in the shade here. So I thought I might as well do it here because it's really hot today. Okay, we're having a heat wave. Right, I'll put these few tools away and job's a good one. Get these things out of the way. Oh, shut the bonnet. Okay. So there we are. All fit and roadworthy. I had a problem with it last night actually. I hadn't checked the water for a while, and I went to this show which is about 10 mile away, and I noticed that I could hear detonation as I was giving it some gas, and I thought, okay, well the timing hasn't suddenly gone advanced, and it never used to do that. Anyway, I was just about to arrive at the place, and I parked, and it was all steaming and smoking and everything, and it was overheated basically. So I managed to find some way of getting some water into it. I've refilled it with water, and it ran perfectly fine on the way back. I think I just need to be more careful to check the water level, especially with the hot weather we've been having lately. So yeah, it was fine, so I just got to be more careful. There's no temperature gauge on this one because it's a basic model. You know, it doesn't do itself any favours, does it? Okay, alright. Just a little quickie. I didn't intend to film anything, but I thought, okay, as soon as it got a little bit interesting with that bad earth, I might as well show it. Okay. Thanks for joining me in the garage then. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye. My friend had a box full of these the other day, so I cadged a couple. Lux Ram auto bulbs tested. 12 volt, right hand drive, BPF, British pre-focus. I'm guessing that's probably the date there, 354. Cool. Made in England, that's the best bit, because this one was brand new, couple of years ago when I put the car together, and it's failed already. And the other one that I had was on at a wonky angle. This one was straight, but it's failed, so I've got no confidence at all. I do have another one of these though, so yeah, so that can go in the bin. That can go in the bin. It's a shame to chuck it away, but it's brand new, look, old stock. There was a box of I'm guessing 10. Yeah, okay. Right, that's a little bit of info, isn't it? Okay, take care then. Cheers, bye.